once again. Thank you for joining me. My name is Doug Grummins. I'm remaking this video because I forgot to plug the mic in. I didn't even know it was unplugged, and I started looking around thinking something wasn't right. It's a part of going live I hate because it's just no preparation. And if you make a mistake or say something or lose your train of thought or whatever could happen, it all happens when you're going live. All right, so this video is for those of you in the Western world who do not quite know what it means to be enlightened or what that is. So I'm going to kind of like go over it a little bit to help you get a better idea and not be so afraid of what it means to be enlightened. First of all, I don't think the word enlightened, like what they say, a Buddha is enlightened. I don't think the word itself encompasses everything that happens when the experience happens to you. So with that said, every religion is like a bead on a necklace, and each bead, like these are two beads, this is one bead, there's another bead, has a thread that connects these two beads. And the thread connects a lot of beads to make a necklace. And the core of every religion is this thread. And that thread we call godliness or knowing God. And it can be experienced almost through every religion if you know the trueness of that religion. And that might take some digging. It's being thrown around a lot lately that a lot of people are saying they're awake or they're awoken. They've gone through this awakening experience, but then they don't have the transformation. To me, you can't be awakened if you don't have the transformation. And this pen here will describe a little bit about the transformation that I'm talking about. So time exists on a horizontal plane, just like this pen, horizontal, past, future, and we live either pulled this way or pulled this way, depending on fear or depending on greed or desire for the future or what we want to have happen. Our energies are always being pulled off the center. And at the center of the pen, between past and future, is the present moment. And actually, the present moment is really not a part of time. The present moment is actually all there is. All that exists is this living in the present moment. We just don't know it because we're being pulled, like this rubber band, being pulled one way or the other into the future or into the past, thinking about memories all the time or how life used to be so great and everything. But when we focus our energies into the present moment, then the pen shifts to a horizontal plane and the law of levitation starts to take place. The law of levitation allows us to live life without the pull of gravity so much. It's still there, and it can pull you backwards, even though you're living and practicing awareness and living moment to moment and all that stuff. Some things like that might make you fearful, like good and evil. Just to say, if you fear that you're going to go to hell because you're being bad, then this fear pulls you back into the horizontal plane. Good and evil are dualities that we have to rise above, and if we can rise above them, what I mean by rise above them is just this. So if you live on the present moment enough and you meditate enough, so when you're meditating, you're sinking energy into the earth at the bottom of this pen. Energy goes down and you're rooted to the earth and rooted strongly into your spirituality. But at the same time, as the energy goes down, it also goes upward too, and the law of levitation takes place. And once 51% of your energy goes past the middle point of this pen, then you live your whole life in this present moment. So on a plane of horizontal time, you kind of exist like this, just going through time, kind of light and airy, basically full of joy most of the time, and not feeling the stress of time. Time doesn't affect you like it does others who have not made that transition into the vertical plane. This transition, once it happens, once 51% of your energy goes up to there, then you experience an awakening, and enlightenment. And this enlightenment is kind of a beautiful experience. It's when you're welcomed back into God's house. Um, it kind of seems like in life that you're not welcome into God's house, or you're not good enough to go into God's house. You maybe think you're a sinner. You might think you're bad, or this or that or the other. But those things are all lower energies pulling you into the horizontal plane. When you realize that you're perfect the way you are, when you realize that God loves you just as you are, and there's no need to try to improve on yourself. The only thing you need to try to do is to try to live in the present moment. And the more you can do that, the more you can focus your energy into living into the now, then the less these negative forces can attack you. And negative forces can also come from religious teachers and preachers who do not quite understand what it means to live in the present moment and how to transcend time. This is kind of what it means to be enlightened. So to me, enlightenment is not only filled with this immense glorify light. It's also a realization of so many things, and it's also the end of not knowing, or the end of your questions, basically, because before enlightenment you may have like all these questions and everything, but after you're enlightened, then the questions end. You just become content with what is, and you accept the mystery that life is a mystery. There's going to be so many things about life that may be known, and that's another thing, that an enlightened person views things from a higher aspect than most people do. They're a lot, like they said, like Einstein had like 8 nodal points, 8 ways of understanding a project or a problem, like a mathematical problem or whatever. He had 8 different viewpoints of looking at it. But an enlightened person really has thousands of nodal points. They can see things that others can't see. And this kind of upsets them when it comes to the religions, that the societal religions that proclaim to have all the answers and teach you that that's the only way, but they don't allow any transformation to happen. If there's no transformation, then to me it's kind of a false religion. It's like a maze. If you go into a maze and there's like all these different paths, there may be 100 paths, but there's only one path that leads to the goal, to the center. And all these societal religions are basically these paths that don't lead anywhere. They're there to entertain you. They're there for other reasons. A lot of, I think, older times, or times before what we've known, people have tried to control people through religion, through fear, and through greed. And I don't know. I kind of think it's really bad that people control other people's votes through fear and manipulation, um, using preachers to spread the words to, uh, I don't know. I think the whole thing's kind of evil and kind of bad and just below us. I think we can rise above this and uh, understand things for ourselves. And this enlightenment, this awakening can definitely um, change the way you understand things. Um, you gain a higher perspective, so to say, um, than what most people can see. You can see through the smoke and mirrors. You can see what's good and what's bad. They may tell you the sky's green all they want when they don't have eyes, but all you have to do is look and say, hey, no, the sky is blue because I have eyes, I can see it. That doesn't make you better than anybody else. An enlightened person is not better than anybody else, but their perspective changes. Um, so that's kind of what it means to be enlightened. Sorry for the video screw up earlier today. But anyway, that's what happens when you go live. But anyway, thank you guys for joining me, and aloha's to all my beautiful surfing friends, and mahalos and blue skies to all you skydivers out there. Probably going to be a few days before we get back up in the air here. Our skies are gray for the next week or so. And I don't think there's any surf in the forecast, so we'll probably be making lots of podcasts. All right, y'all. Take care of yourselves. Much love, and remember, live in the present moment. Live in the vertical plane and not the horizontal, and your whole life will change. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.